as I say that. A nice binding and a buckshot coming from Maple Street. Not much harass. It's going to stick with the Doran's Blades for right now.
Ooh, trying to take advantage of the aggressive play from Callie.
Does a good read.
Gets into the bush. Porpoise is in the area, though, so he could join. At best, I feel like this could burn a flash from Callie.
This is going to be tough now. Callie has a whole minion line to jump to, so they won't really be blowing a flash here. They're also going to be able to go on this. He's not going to try to flash. They're going in, and Impaler is in big trouble. That's a few more hits. No long-range attacks coming in for Team 8, and that is what saves Impaler's life. A beautiful counter gank coming in here from Porpoise to fly down the river.
And they actually did burn Callie's flash there, even though it was aggressively looking for the kill.
Trying to get the kill.
In the end, Summoner Spell burn for Callie. I mean, he did trade it for the junglers, but still their goal was to try and curb this Jack's aggression. Can he actually?
I don't know. Callie doesn't have exactly a full combo of mana, so they got to hit it perfectly.
Yeah, I don't think he can actually get a kill here, so he's probably just waiting for a counter gank. He suspects a return from Rek'Sai.
How much time is this costing Porpoise, though, if they don't get anything out of it?
Yeah, exactly. That's always the problem with counter ganks. Now it's a Mininar, though. Bit easier of a target.
Yeah.
They could at least get a chunk on him.
Knowing the flash is down, they're really, really sticking on that. Could be the jump. Oh, he actually gets popped on his jump, so he's there for the full duration. They got everything to happen perfectly.
So that was just Chris popping the jump a little early.
Yeah.
I think.
A little excited.
Well, he was scared about getting bursted out just in the duration of the knockup, chained right after the stun. So worst of both worlds there for Chris, though. Goes down. Impaler looking to take advantage of the flashless Kassadin, level 6.
Oh, very nicely done. Gets it. Knew they would take a little bit of damage, but they also knew they were coming out with the kill. So that'll help Jez's get going. Impaler's still making moves. The bottom lane may have gotten a hit, but he makes sure something happens in the mid lane for Coast.
Yeah, spreading out his ganks, whereas Porpoise really focusing on that Jax. As we said in Champion Select, we figured teammate was probably going to focus on the Jax, get the Jax fed so they can, bring their entire team comp together and get that split pushing threat. True to form, they did. Meanwhile, Rek'Sai spreading his love around the map, looking for top now. Wants to get the other lanes ahead.
There's no wards there either. They are tunneled right in on this. Black Shield quite early, but they don't feel like they can actually go in for the full kill. That would just be a quick draw by Maple Street to get out. He goes ahead and he stomps out that tunnel in the top lane. And we'll have level 6s actually coming soon here. You can see 75% up that experience bar for Porpoise. So we may see actually another hit here on Jez's in the mid lane since he just had a dive.
Let's see here, yeah. Slushy going to try and stay topped off from now on.
Yeah, he's got the catalyst. It should be okay.
Should be a bit safer. Jez still has his Ignite, though, by the way. So that all-in from RA still extremely scary for the mid lane. If there's any sort of return from Rek'Sai. That's just a farming ult.
The majestic farm alarm.
The farm alarm, I like it. What were we going? Oh yeah, Jax. Jax has gone with the first item Sheen. My mind is still scattered from the first game of the day. The Jax first item Sheen actually tells me that they still want to go aggressive in the bottom lane and they want to get more kills for Callie.
That's gonna hurt.
Because he got with the bursty combo. Well, that's not little. That's not
holy macaroni!
So
had that been a little earlier, Spirit Rush was down. He took a little too long.
Well, I mean that's really poor.
Like 20 seconds.
It's just really poor teamwork.
That's true. Yeah.
If you're gonna go in at all,
she had no idea.
If you're gonna go in at all, you both go in at the same time. There we go. We see the burst though from the Sheen early pickup from Jax. It's a bit more risky of an early buy instead of getting the phage, but he does have that burst and kill threat for Chris. And this is the type of player that Callie is. He always looks for the opportunity to kill his opponent, to really get that pressure by either killing them or forcing them out of lane. He's definitely a bully. Looking for a gank now, actually, is Callie.
He's hatching that ward there. In the
Both of them are going through wards, so a lot of attention paid mid here. And Jez is really coming out on top so far.
You just mentioned Callie being able to roam. That means he's having a little too easy of a time in bottom lane. But like you said, focusing on Jez's for the time being. 70 to 54 The Phoenix Codex helping him to get a little more AP under his belt to start off. Figuring he can keep distance from Slushy on that. Now getting the blue, he should be able to be a pretty big nuisance here. We might actually see some roam out of him if Slushy also leaves the lane. 63 to 53 here on the bottom. Cali Trolls, we have to remember, playing very smart as he did the Wolf, or Raptor camp first, I should say, and then teleported the lane, meeting Chris, level 2 to level 1. And he's so far been able to work that advantage the whole time. Good help from Porpoise.
You can tell the dynamic of the lane now. Cali has all of the pressure, all of the kill potential, and Chris is just trying to sneak CS with the boomerang. Constantly getting bullied by Cali. Ooh, trying to sneak here. Little bit too sneaky. Cali make the pay. Everybody in the audience felt that one. Chris with a black eye.
Yeah, he's going to have to leave on this. Chugging the last potion he had anyways. Santorin, I have something to say about this game. And right now, a lot of the game has been all about Porpoise making moves with the rest of the team. Helping that bottom out. Impaler hasn't led his team astray on this one. Still helping to get kills. That's the brush control. Flays the quick draw. A few more shots. One more bullet. No, he cannot get it to hit. That's the rest of the mana. The teleport right in the middle of the fight. Two-man counter-strike. That's Mash getting mashed all the way down. Sheep's the next one. This is the level 9 Cali Trolls now. He's going to be able to wreak havoc. Oh, of course he's going to flash. A nice black shield is Dodo. Hardly any utility to himself in mana and health. Still knows he has to stay in the fight. Teammate come up with a nice kill in top lane.
Cali is such a beast. Comes in, you know, as I said, he likes to punish the person that he's facing against in lane, and then uses teleport offensively as well. Picks up another kill. Remember the game plan from Champion Select for Team 8 this time. Jax, get him fed enough so he can be a giant threat. He's going to be split pushing. Already, Cali starting to take over the game. Love that hook, though. The hook from Sheep was magnificent. Maple spams every button to get out of that. Even the buckshot. But he's able to dodge the last rocket, which is the important part. And he even gets off the extra damage from his collateral. Kosir, during the replay, took the opportunity to jump on the Dragon. They know that there's no teleport from Cali, and Cali went back top. So good job by Coach. Good choice. You know, bringing that one back. Cali, though, up top. Nobody wants to go lane against him now. He's going to shove that lane in, put a lot of pressure on the turret. Chris does not have teleport either, so he's going to have to walk all the way up there. And Cali can really put a big hurting on this turret. As we said, early Sheen plus just the passive of Jax. He will wreck that turret and stack up his passive up so that once Gnar gets there, he's going to have a fully stacked attack speed passive, and he can just jump at him through the minion line. If Chris gets too close, he's going to feel it.
They're really working on this bottom lane. The wards are cleared. I thought it was going to be a Dark Passage Lantern, and then Impaler would have the move to keep going in, but they decide to back off. Jez is with a bit of an unnecessary roam. Top lane is still getting hit up. You were saying about Cali Trolls earlier. Every time he's gone back, he's gotten a new recipe for that Triforce, so he's feeling real good right now.
Yeah, one of the scariest things that you do have to remember about Jax is that passive. You often forget about it. Yeah. If he's just sitting there auto-attacking and you run up to him in lane, can have a very frightening amount of burst as he jumps on you.
Real bad
Interesting steal here, though. On the ward, Impaler gets the smite. Porpoise a little bit too slow. And we can see mid lane here from Coast is doing a lot of work for them. The combo of the Ahri plus Rek'Sai is going to be where Team Coast are relying on to make their plays. So a lot of plays centered around this mid lane from Team Coast. They do steal away the red, but it's really going to be up to Jez's. Can we see Jez's get one of these picks? He's been on point with the charm so far.
Yeah, it's going to be close. He's already DFG coming out. We also see 128 to 95 CS, so now he has that potential to burst somebody down. We'll see if Santorin can be, or rather Impaler, Santorin's tweet now in my head. Impaler can get himself into a position where they can lock down maybe Slushy. It would be great if they can get him off the map, and the roam would be that much easier. Cali Trolls pushed up to the turret, so nothing much going to happen there. Impaler still going to look for it, though. He's spotted by a ward.
Yeah, that'd be a rough dive to pull off. I think what he's doing right here is looking for a counter gank because Gnar has no turret, and Gnar is behind. This to him, it looks like, oh, this is such a juicy lane for Porpoise Pops to gank. So I'm going to bet that he's going up there. Uh-oh, Jez here he comes up big.
The DFG means he can go hard. Doesn't even need the Foxfire to actually go out. That goes off of a last tick of Ignite. They go hard. Both summoners down on both sides as we still have a fight in the bottom lane. Cali getting dove as well. Coast really wanted to make some plays here with no mid laners to really come and attack this. They're able to get some good damage down. Cali makes it out alive, really unscathed in that instance. But plays trying to be made here. It's good
what
to see.
A power play here from Coast. It all stems from Jez's solo play in the mid lane. Jez is, as we said, he was going to be one of the two we were looking for, him and Rek'Sai, to make a play for Coast. He does it. Solo kill onto Slushy in the mid lane.
Let's see how this starts.
This is how Porpoise goes and answers, though.
Yep.
So Jarvan can cover a lot of distance. He can jump a full screen if he uses everything. Flash, flag drag, Cataclysm. Great cleanup there from Porpoise. However, it was still a great power play there from Coast because Jez makes the solo play. It draws the jungler. So once they see the jungler on the map, up top, Impaler, who is already in position, they force down the turret. So you get an objective after the single kill from Jez's.
Definitely something on the docket after they are able to achieve one thing they check off. One, then the other. One and then the other. Right now, Jez is back to lane. He gets blue. I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to go hard and push Slushy out of lane once again. He's going to have that ultimate back up. And he actually had Slushy before the Ignites even went out on the last attack. So feeling good. He'll probably go hard once again with the DFG. Rod of Ages on Slushy is charging up as Impaler feels comfortable enough to start getting pink wards in. And even to see this as well, that they're defending them, tells you how strong they feel.
Well, you know that they are very well aware that their main source of power here is the picks they can get with Jez. So the way to bolster that power, vision. And they're trying to control it around that mid lane. Open up opportunities for Jez to make more of the same plays.
Teleports are up and teams converging now towards the bottom side of the map. This could be something past the turret. We have Impaler here. Jez is once again second guesses his roam to make sure he can keep the lane nice and clean. Once he gets down here, though, these fights are going to explode. More trouble for Chris. Cali Trolls into the lane with the full Triforce. Chris, however, not doing too bad. He does have the Randuins built up, so at least he can take some of that damage now.
Yeah, I mean, Cali Trolls is doing a good job pushing Chris. Yeah. However, Chris, as we said, he's trying to sneak the CS. He's doing a good job of that. He's been able to scrounge up a decent amount and keep within range of Cali at least. However, being shoved up to his turret, it makes it harder to answer teleports. When Cali is the one constantly shoving, dueling power of Rek'Sai means there's one option for Jarvan. You run.
Run away.
Especially when you have Jez roaming around with vision control. This is how the mid lane matchup shows up in the jungle matchup. When your mid laner is that far behind and Jez brings a whole bunch more kill pressure, then you really have to respect it.
There's still a big amount of damage coming there from Slushy. Jez has to keep himself safe, even though he does have a good escape. Seeing that Cali Trolls and the rest of the team can kind of keep that one goal in mind, to keep the split push going, is good. A lot of teams will stray from what they initially did once they start to get a lead. It's good that they're locking into it.
Yeah, I like that they're just going with more. They're trying to capitalize on the pink ward that they have. Use pink ward as bait.
Yep.
They already have a canal in place, just waiting for the picks. Chris is such a good target, though. They're not going to wander over there. He's available.
Pull a few towards mid. They think they can burst this one down. They are going to be able to take down Chris. That means the fight could follow. If they don't get out, they do. Not a problem.
I actually like the call from teammate. Give up the dragon, take another turret, or at least get turret pressure. It looks like they will take it. Second dragon.
They could have.
Almost nobody cares about second dragon.
No, they won't.
Trading that for a turret is really big for them. They're actually even going to get pressure on secondary.
Not enough minions. Cali Trolls teleport.
Turret didn't go down. They
saved it. Oh, wait a minute. Here comes the Void Rush as well. That's going to be Impaler. And it looks like he misses as he goes to burrow. Cali Trolls gets a little more free time. Dodo with Mash, and he takes him down. This is going to be Dodo coming in now. Soul Shackles goes out. This is going to give him a perfect escape. They can't follow past Lushi. He can slow them all in the AoE, and Coast is just left wondering now as they chase down the Wild Goose Chase to repair what happened to Mash Me. Great job by Team 8 to reorganize.
Yeah, I like that. Good roam there from Dodo as well to cover the retreat. Cali Trolls, once again, comes up with an aggressive teleport play. Red buff number 2, Corpus secured.
Got it. Very nicely done. So Coast actually gets out of this one just huffing and puffing. They didn't get too much. They were forced to leave. We'll see this once again.
All right. Cali is not scared of the Rek'Sai Scream, jumps in. Oh, so that's one of the things, actually. Did you see how you cannot change the distance of the tunnel for Rek'Sai? It's one of the only frustrating things about playing Rek'Sai is that you can't control the distance. It's a set distance every time. So he dashes where he thinks Cali's going to go, but ends up on the wrong side, not able to get the knock up and protect his AD carry. Allowing Cali to get the kill and jump out. Corpus, though, no such luck.
He's like, hey, this is this home side court? Well, how are you guys over here right now? Cali's so big. He's just going to take a few. 3 members. Takes a good amount of hits to get him down to half health, which is going to spell good things for when the team fights come for Team 8. And there's different targets to be organized on. Slushi with a nice clear and his Void Pulse, and they are easily able to secure this turret, only losing a bit of health. I don't know if they might have to give it up here. Chris is in Mega Gnar form. He can still get a good initiation. That's going to be a big one. Team 8 did not expect this, but that's exactly what you have to wonder if Coast is going to do, is just jump on you immediately. Jazz is in and out. A lot of the team has the possibility to do that. They close the gap, and then they disengage with a nice fight. Showing why Gnar is such a popular early pick. Yeah. Even though he was kept down in CS, and he was getting bullied quite often, if you make the ultimate work, your team fight, your mid-game team fight, he's gone full tank, he's got his Randuin, that's all you need. You always have that insurance policy. Look at this, his Gnar is about to run out. The last second, he hops in and gets the ult plus the wallop. Yeah. Boom, back to mini Gnar, doesn't care at that point. He got everything off that he needed. Took him by surprise. Great play there from Chris. There's actually a fair bit of time when you're winding down from Mega Gnar, and then you get the speed up anyways from Hyper, so you're safely out of there if you can get the move. Very nicely done, Chris. A little bit of the mind games, and we see that Coast is not afraid here to make the moves on Team 8. Taking a bit of a lead, definitely in turrets now, a little bit in gold, and 2 dragons to their name. Don't give up for Team 8, though. They still have Kassadin. Rod of Ages almost done stacking here. 1 more tick to go for Slushi on that, plus his needlessly large Rod already, and he makes the Zanyas. Now he can actually be another form of initiation. Jumping in, popping Zanyas, and then able to either continue the chase or opt for a retreat. Yeah. Jez's, though, with the not forgotten Deathfire Grasp, still available in competitive play for this week until we switch patches. So his ability to pick somebody off and pick 100 to 0 them. It's definitely going to be a big thing for Team 8 to worry about as they try to get that vision coverage back. Let's see what Team 8 can do here. Definitely nothing coming from Coast that they're just going to hand over. Coast is just walking around with their death ball right now. Same thing as Team 8. Both are trying to really find the same goal right now. That's why they're not doing too much. 5-5, 23 minutes in, and just a 2,000 gold lead doesn't really allow Coast to pressure the map the way they want just yet. Yep. Boards to be cleared out here. That's pretty much all the teams can do. As we have a minute on to Dragon. Ooh. So oftentimes you can also use the tunnels as bait, not only with your ultimate, but also if you just stand on the other side of it. Unsuspecting players trying to get that 5 gold. Just about to ask, can you void rush to one that they're standing on? Question answered. Pop up right underneath them. Yep. So you can also see, though, the choice by Team 8. Never forget the plan from Team 8. Feed as much money into Cali as they could. That's true. There was a big wave down bottom. They sent Cali to clean up the wave. A bunch of minions down there. Meanwhile, Chris has been shoving top. Yep. So he's back even in CS right now. That's on the full tank Gnar, which is all that he needs to be. At this point, Team 8 are licking their wounds a little bit because Coast have Dragon stacking up, and they've lost control of the map, even though Cali's been making a lot of solo plays.
They've really been hurting, especially from that mid lane. It's Slushy's time to shine, though. He's got his double items. Yep. Main 2 items here for Kassadin.
Well, it would definitely help if Slushy can start to put a little more pressure on. That means Callie wouldn't get as much in the lanes by himself. We've seen Chris and Impaler both kind of tending to him as Callie Trolls tries to get those 1v1 plays you were talking about in action. Sheep, the rest of the team doing a very good job. A lot of sweepers are ups too, so they still have the ability to clear this area. Coast has been all over the Dragons. They grab one more here at 25 minutes into the matchup, and this isn't even something teammate can answer, and that means that they're pretty much waiting for Coast to make a mistake now. That's when the game becomes pretty dangerous. When you're not making your own calls, you're hoping the team, your opposing team, makes a bad one.
Another red steal here for Team Coast as well. This one, they have the luxury of giving it over to Mashme as well, who, speak of 2-item power points here, this is ginormous for Corki. The Bork plus Trinity Force, very popular build for him now. And they're looking to push it and take advantage. Really keep your eyes on the picks here from Coast. That's the Death Sentence as well as the Charm. Callie is in the front line right now, but if they landed on him,
oh, if they land it, they go in. Actually, that's going to be Chris and Meganar. Now he goes back into small form, but they're getting some of the kills that they want. That's Callie Trolls low. Took them a little bit longer than they wanted, and they've lost Impaler and Jazz now on to Chris. And a beautiful turn by Team 8. Very nicely done to make sure they were taking and picking out the people they wanted in that fight. That's going to be Mass forcing the flash. He is still slowed. He's going to be able to turn around a lot of damage. Whoa. Dodging out as well. The blue suede shoes coming into play there for Mashme and Fancy Feet. Very nicely done. Teammate has a lot of potential to continue these fights. But if you get that out of Coast, they disengaged it very well.
Yeah, impressive that they were able to get away from Kassadin. Who also had flash up. So Callie here, he goes straight onto Jez's as Jez's jumps in his face.
Man.
Chris jumps in for his Gnar ultimate once again, is able to get that priority targets. Callie gets hooked. Great Death Sentence there to pick up that 1 kill and allow Mashme to get it. Good Lantern. They were trying to cover up the Lantern as best they could. Yep. Trying to get on top of it. You can't completely cover it up anymore, so you can just try and make it more difficult for your opponent, but Chris is able to spam it. The click quick enough and jump back out.
Gunblade Callie Trolls. All right.
Let's go for that Hex Tech.
Get it. Not something you usually see. We'll see what he can make happen with it. Looks like Coast, you can see now they have pretty good control of the map. None of this being rebutted by Team 8. They have the wards to see that they're losing everything, but I don't know.
Really good jungle control from Coast. They've consistently been invading on Team 8, taking advantage with this Rek'Sai and leaving Rek'Sai tunnels further and further past neutral territory, even into Team 8's jungle, allowing them to make more plays in the future. Callie Trolls.
These plays by himself. He does have a little bit of help here, actually. Porpoise and Slushy are just on the wing. Oh, really? All right. Impaler going for a ride. They're going to try to get Baron on this one. They'll get a little bit of help here. He does not decide to hook himself in. He's going to go ahead for the long way around. And they should be able to get this. A very nice bit of a sneak here on Baron. Maple Street coming in. Oh, Maple Street could have the plays. That's 1. He gets 2. Oh, and it's going to be the double. Can they hold this? That's going to be Callie Trolls coming in as well to help. Jez is on the other side. Impaler is down, so there's no 50-50 on the smite. Chris, however, now it's his turn to join the party. A new challenger approaches, and he now wants out. A little bit of a second guess on that one. The Baron goes down. That's going to be Callie Trolls. And what an attempt by Coast, really putting themselves on the wire, and it did not work.
I have to say, remember thinking back to that champion select, talking about the split push strategy and what it gives you? All right, so here comes Maple, the perfect guy to find him in Baron Pit. AoE everywhere.
Oh, the back
Baron
spike.
Back spikes. If there are more people behind him, back spikes come out, he gets the double kill, and that's the smite, more importantly. So they're able to force another cooldown out of Team Coast. Chris, with the right idea, you Gnar everybody back into the Baron Pit to try and get Baron to do more damage to them. However, he had no follow-up from his team. Has to take the exit dark passage right there from Sheep. Whoa, Callie Trolls has gotten himself into a 1 versus 3. Rough odds for him, and he can't pull it off. Remember, though, to set that entire play up, When we're talking about the strategy from Team 8, I like it using it against Coast. The split push is exactly what they use to make Team Coast make some difficult calls.
Yeah.
And Team Coast went with a bold strategy of trying to sneak a Baron. You know, they had good ward coverage. They had the people down there.
Jax was bot.
However, this is the reason why teams are hesitant to do that. Maple Street does go check the Baron. There was too long where they were absent from the map, and it can turn disastrous for you just like that. So good job, teammate, using the split push to force a tough decision and reaping the rewards.
Yeah.
Calitro's a little bit, you know, aggro there at the end.
And that started to fill out Team 8 as well. If we look at the team across the board, kind of the bottom lane is going to be the weakness for Team 8. But things like that to get Maple Street going, spike him into that last whisper that he practically did not have as he went back, is really going to start to help. And everybody can participate now as Coast was really had the ball rolling.
Yeah, it not only does it help him, you know, cut through Gnar, but also since Graves is this semi-AD caster, AD carry type of champion, it really helps with his burst damage. He's got the flat penetration of a Ghost Blade. Uh-oh.
Continue.
Yeah, so flat penetration a while ago got reworked. Never mind, we're going to take another look at Cali getting picked off.
He's getting a little ahead of himself now, and it could start to hurt what Maple Street and the rest of the team have been trying to put together. Oh, that was actually really nice.
Good.
That wasn't a boomerang. That was just a flash hit.
Cali, though, cost them Dragon number 4. Rough. Very rough.
Rough indeed. He's been trying to make a few too many plays, and while you can't really knock somebody for it, once it starts to pull you down is when you get a little bit agitated. Come on, try to be nice. Try to be nice here.
Baron buff.
Just
they're not only are they unable to gain objectives with the Baron buff, but they actually lose the 4th dragon. So really, really good stuff here from Coast. Not losing their cool after failing that Baron.
Oh, are they really gonna? Okay, Gnar's coming up. He'll be able to clear a bit, but I don't think he'll be able to get close enough to stop this. He is Gnaring out. Never mind. He will stop it indeed. So Coast here in the bottom lane can fend for themselves. Not too much has to be done. Chris trying to get as much of a catch to prevent them from backing, just so the team can do whatever they want. It's not really going to give them an advantage, but they'll be able to grab just a tad bit back and grab some ground.
Yeah.
Seeing these Zanyas now, it's going to be harder for Jesus to pick people off. There's 2 of them to look at.
Yeah, that will make it harder. However, Cali Trolls has been the prime target for picking off, and he does not have one, nor do they have wards. So if Team 8 continue to go with a split push strategy without the vision coverage to support it, then Coast can continue to punish them for it. If they pick Cali off one more time...
Yeah. So I talked earlier about how cool and good it was that Team 8 was sticking to that initial goal. But everything that goes along with that initial goal, like you said, warding, keeping the lanes pushed, keeping all your ducks in a row, starts to fall away. And we can absolutely see that strategy kind of dwindling now for Team 8. Slushi's, or rather Calitrolls, is trying to take things into his own hands.
And it's a bit disappointing for the Team 8 fans because they did have the Baron buff, and that is the prime time to get that split pushing going and get it set up with your team. But you just have to be safer about it because 2 lanes of Baron buffed up minions can get you a huge advantage very quickly. They lost a lot of momentum though, and back to a fairly even game. Calitrolls is getting extremely beefy right now. Looks like he's going for that GA as well. In which case, their team fight is actually much stronger. Oops, a daisy. Posing for the audience, and he's rewarded with giant cheers.
This is a bit of a 5-finger folly. He's good. He's good. Watch him, like, seriously need that in the next fight.
It is a very, very, very important cooldown for Morgana. Support Morganas work really hard to get that Zanyas.
Hey, at least
takes him a long time.
You can't blame him for forgetting to use it. That's one of the things. Still some time on Baron. This is Team 8 setting up for that. Coast.
They want to be the ones picking this time.
Coast has to be very careful. Clear these tunnels out. You can have a Rek'Sai immediately.
Well, now they know you're there. Yeah. You just cleared the tunnel.
Maple Street. Definitely giving away that. No AD carry is going to be waltzing through the jungle by himself. So knowledge up for Coast. They're going to use that to easily defend this turret. And Impaler is going around the backside, making sure they don't get just completely taken apart from either side there. And 35 minutes in, both teams having an idea about Baron coming back up with 4 dragons on the Coast. It'll be a dangerous fight for Team 8.
You can tell, though, they're putting in the work this time. Vision down. They want to be able to create the pressure once again. The only problem is they don't have Baron, so really hard for them to actually make these pushes effective. Costa doing a good job of just wave clearing. Baron coming up very quickly. I would be very hesitant to start that off without killing someone first. I don't think
as
either
teammate.
Either team. I don't think either team has
yeah.
to mandate. They can actually pull off a Baron.
Coast tried, so that's proven. It won't work with 2 right away. But at least they are attempting to get themselves a bigger lead and really close this game out. A lot of times we'll see teams just kind of waffle about, wait for that attack. Oh, not Cali Trolls. Knowing the team was there, he's going to go ahead and get a little aggression onto Impaler. Nothing big lost or used throughout that fight.
You know, a not very useful stat that I would still really like to see is gold earned from killing tunnels. How much do those 5 gold tunnels stack up by the end of the game?
Someday, Coach.
Not very much, which is why it's a useless stat. Cali Troll is going to go aggro as he sees that Gnar will transform back to Mini. Running fairly low on mana, though, and Chris turns it around. Full tank Gnar dishing it out.
He's getting the hyper back. Every time he gets 3, that movement speed along with a bit more damage coming in, and we do see Cali Trolls is forced to kind of get himself out, using his Counter-Strike to be safe.
I think they're just farming until Cali can finish that item. Combine his...
That makes a lot of sense.
There
I'm looking around the map, I'm like, there's a lot of wards that's slowing things down. That Guardian Angel makes sense to get him on that, especially his teleport being up so the plays can easily be made when necessary.
It's such a great item for competitive play because you can coordinate your whole team around pushing with this giant power that you have for one fight only. So...
But it works.
Yeah, we'll see. Once he completes that, what's the actual execution?
Well, it's done.
Of Guardian Angel on Zach.
If we're like standing still for another 15 minutes, I'm gonna call you on it.
All right.
Okay. Just making sure. 3K. Oh, I'm looking at the back number of the 7. That's only 1K. It's 55 to 54. Teammate is going to try to hold this lead. Don't know how much of it came into their favor. Farming in the lanes has helped them out a little bit.
Dragon 5 seconds. This is it. Dragon number 5. They've got to fight this. Guardian Angel just in time for the dragon. Haha.
It was all about the dragon. Panning out for them. Uh-oh, this could be really bad. Great Dark passes to Jez's. He still has Spirit Rush up, so there's potential to pick somebody off and get to the back line if he needs. But Slushy's eyes are on Jez's, and he goes right for him and Mash. He drops Jez's down. Sheep's already out of the fight. He was able to get the box down, but it didn't stop anyone. Team 8 come up with an almost ace. Mashme's limping away from this one.
Now, they do have control of the map. However, the death timers are not very long, so they have to choose their objectives very, very carefully here. They've decided on inhibitor. They need to remember that both Dragon number 5 as well as Baron are up. 25 seconds on Jez's. They can grab one because they're going to go with the safe route. They do not want to give away 5th Dragon. They'd rather get Dragon off the map, make sure that Coast cannot respond with it, and then try and get back to defend Baron, because Baron would take Coast longer to do. So they have more time to try and get over there. They might have to trade it anyway, though. Coast are looking to call their bluff here. Chris does have teleport. Cali does have teleport as well, and there's a ward.
I like the choice. Cali Trolls goes
teleport comes in.
The bottom lane. That's going to be top teleport. Chris instantly locked down. This is going to be Baron attempt number 2 for Coast.
He's going for it.
Mashme
Check.
Was the guy to break up the fight the first time. Can he do it again? Cali Trolls is in. Chris is about to gnaw out. This is the fight that both teams won here. Justice comes in. Maple goes down. Dodo's going to get wiped as well. And they start shredding down Team 8. Coming up from the Guardian Angel, but it's not enough. Cali Trolls puts on the Counter-Strike. They can't find the hits until they get the abilities back out. And Team 8 falls into the I think I can mentality, thinking they can keep jumping into this one. And now they almost get aced by Coast. Jazz is with the flash charm to actually secure the ace.
Ooh, they don't even want to take Baron. They're shoving into the base.
They have the wave.
Yeah, they're going to try and push all the way in here. All right, let's see how far they get.
That's
45
a lot of time.
seconds on Cassidy is the longest.
It's a lot of time, Kobe. They have pretty good damage on these turrets. They have really good damage on these turrets. It's going to be 8 seconds for Morgana. Maple Street can put out a little bit of damage. They do have to worry about the crowd control that can be brought as well by Morg and Porpoise. Almost up. Now it's going to be Baron. Let's see what they can get out of this one. It should be taken down quite fast. I mean, Impaler's not even taking that many hits. So this should be good. A great play by Coast. They kind of just turned it on there, knowing that they would be able to get there in time and finally get a teammate in the position they wanted.
Yep, and they're just able to get the Baron off. Can they recall in time? Morgana the only one. Everyone jumps out of the pit. Coast with a resounding team fight victory right there at Baron. Teammate, they were faced with such a difficult choice there. So many objectives, an inhibitor, a 5th dragon, or a Baron. However, by taking the dragon, it's not 5th dragon for Team 8.
Right.
So they then don't have the power to fight this. Maple Street, very aggressive with his positioning there, extremely far up. Once he's down, it's pretty easy for Coast to clean this up. Kassadin, as well as Jarvan, were coming all the way from base. No way they were going to get there in time. And then here, sunk cost fallacy. They decide to jump back in after they've already committed so much because they were going to try and salvage something from the situation, but only end up giving more. And Jesus just finishes off with style here.
Nice. Very nicely done. They did lose a turret within that. If you look at the base, the Nexus turret is down for Coast, so a bit of an edge that teammate did get out of that. However, they lost their own inhibitor, something Coast can pressure down now and split it even more with having those Baroned up minions in the side lanes. It's going to be tough. Good plays coming in here from Coast. A 5th dragon as well would give them aspect on top of Baron. It's pretty big.
Yeah.
Makes it pretty big.
And you have to say, you know, even though this game has been really back and forth and there are a lot of things the teams could have done differently, this is giving them so much experience as far as endgame shot calling, especially on a stage like this when there's this much pressure. Very, very few times in a scrimmage will you be faced with the option of Baron, 5th dragon, or inhibitor, and have the pressure of it during an LCS match. Really good job there by Team Coast picking up the pieces afterwards. They did not play scared. They went for the move. Very, very well rewarded. Now, 1 inhibitor each. Gold very even.
Yeah.
Talk about exciting games. A little bit different.
Well, it seems like the strategy teammate now we still see being played out, the split push coming in from Cali Trolls. They almost need him in the fights now. Chris is so huge. The 5-on pressure that Coast brings to these fights, it's kind of gotten too much for the split push to still be working. Still keeping pressure on. Calls Chris to the top lane. You're going to see Impaler there as well. But they're really just clearing out the top, clearing out their waves, and making sure this last push is going to count. Hopefully a last push, at least from the eyes of Coast. Pretty full items as well. Looking through the inventories, we might be 1 off. Pretty much full build of each champion here.
Baron buff, slowly going to time out. They just use it to try and defend while mid inhibitor is down. A few more seconds, and it will be back up. Boom. Mid inhibitor has respawned. Group up here for Coast. Thing is, Corki, one of the AD carries that has much stronger mid. That's why you always talk about the mid game here for Corki. As of right now, it starts getting harder and harder for him to actually crack through a strong front line. GA coming back up for Jax will be big. Basically, you're always watching AD carry positioning in endgame team fights. Once we get past this 40 or so minute mark, that's the #1. And the #2, of course, is the AP carries. Champions that you're keeping your eyes on. So, Maple Street cannot afford to get taken out.
Nope. Elixir of Wrath as well. He just purchased that up to give himself a little bit more. Start to see those expensive elixirs come into play now late game.
Very, 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 very good to pop those elixirs, by the way. Especially since endgame is all about constant team fights.
Yeah. You get a refresh.
And in a 5-on-5 team fight, you can get an extra duration on that. Coast really trying to work with that vision. They still want to start things off with a pick from Jez's. As we saw before, remember, Kassadin jumps in, takes a bit of grass. Slushy, the all-important Zanyas, allows him to go so aggressive onto Jez's.
Right.
Kassadin is the anti-AP AP carry. looking to take out Jez's before the fight starts, just like happened mid. Oh, Mashman gets in with the binding!
What a play from Dodo! That could be it! Does it seal the deal, at least for this fight? It's definitely going to force Coast back into their base. This is a great time, however, for Chris to be Mega Nard. They second-guess the fight. They're out. That's going to be Cali Trolls in. He says, team, you got this? They're actually not sure about it. Everybody back in. Make sure you take down Jez's. Secure the kill. That's a double now coming in for Slushy, and it looks like they have eyes on this inhibitor.
And then, so there is another dragon backup. And the thing about the 5th dragon threat is that it never goes away, because they're going to have 4 dragons the entire game. The thing is, one Nexus turret is the only thing that stands here.
Oh my gosh.
Finish it.
Coast, it wasn't the same way, but Coast definitely had pretty much the lead coming into this with how the game was going.
Oh,
what a bind coming from Dodo. Now the Nexus turret falls. The Nexus is going down, and Team 8 is going to take the game over Coast. Wow.
This is just a polar opposite from our first game of the day, Riv. Constant fighting over high priority objectives. Really good end game team fight there from Team 8. We just mentioned AD carry positioning. 3 seconds later, 3 seconds later, it's actually Mashme who gets hit with the binding and consequently loses the game.
Oh.
What a spectacular ending there. Very, very quick. Good job by Team 8 to go straight up the mid and try and end it.
Wow, strong play. Team 8, once again, showing that they can get victories here in the LCS as a new team over veterans, I should say. Everybody on Coast is a veteran, not a returning team, but they are making a name for themselves on Team 8. Dodo, the rest of the team as well. Keep saying Dodo because that play definitely solidified the game for them.
The binding heard around the world.
The binding heard around the world indeed. So Coast, what is the future for these guys? A long game. They started to claw their way back, but you can't expect this to happen every time, and then it does. Little things that just completely wash the game out.
So I think the main thing is they're definitely going to tailor their scrims towards endgame, and a lot of teams talk about how sometimes they'll remake games when one team is like winning a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like Team Coast would benefit a lot just from playing out every single scrim all the way until the end, just so they just get more practice like this when you're faced with so many different decisions like this. And the end game movements across the map and positioning of their team and allocation of all of their resources. Then again, it could just be binding practice. Dodging practice.
Binding just standing in the brush, throwing it out. He was hitting good bindings in lane. They actually had a pretty good laning phase going for themselves. Overall, Team 8, though, as we'd say Gravity did for the aspect of teams coming out with something on their plate, something to do, Team 8 had the idea. Cali Trolls take camp, go to bottom lane, beat Chris, one of the players that has been resoundingly putting an impact on the LCS for Coast. They were actually able to hold it, which is impressive as well. A lot of teams, once they start getting behind, kind of just fold over, and then the team wins. You think Coast would be after the inhibitors would just be on the Nexus.
I like that you bring up Cali Trolls. He wanted to make his 1 year here away from farming school really count and make a name for himself, and he definitely has.
He definitely has. Let's check in with Zyrene right now for the pros perspective on that match.
All right, thank you, Riv. I am stage side right now with Cali Trolls from Team 8. Very victorious over Team Coast there. It's all for you, man. So I see a lot of your unconventional picks and your unconventional builds, like the Gunblade on Jax. What inspires you to come out with these types of picks and item builds?
So during my stream, I talked to my viewers a lot about my stream trees and how to logically dot out like what's better, Blade of the Ruined King or like Hextech Gunblade. And we talked about in quite a length, like 30 minutes or so, about it, and it comes to the conclusion that because of the AP ratio on Jax, a lot of the Q, W, and R, I decided that it's a lot better. Like active is about the same, and I really like it on Jax. Honestly, I don't like Blade of the Ruined King as much, so that was a build that I promised. We did actually a vote that Blade of the Ruined King or Bork after, Blade of the Ruined King or Hextech Gunblade during my stream that I want, like, which one should I use in the LCS? And I made a promise by voting that I'll keep the promise by going with the Hextech Gunblade, which my viewers chose me, so it was for me.
So your viewers pick what you play in the LCS? You just okay, okay, all right. Well, that's a little dangerous there. That's really bold. So I'm going to move a little bit away from in-game play, and I want to talk to you about this. You're the leader of your team. What is it?
Flavor inspiration can be found anywhere, from the tanginess of orange.
Hi, this is Darren Lyle. There are a couple things I wanted to mention before I moved on here. One of the things I had said earlier was that I tended to make these points here within the bone 100% and then the edges or vertices along the joint at 50%. And that's really kind of more of a starting place. And I just wanted to show you something because as I'm going along, I realize I should have mentioned this. What I'm doing here is working on the pinky of the other hand, and I'm going to go ahead and select points, and then I can press Control plus to add to those vertices, and I can select a couple more here, and I will go ahead and select these and set this at 100 or 1.0 weight and click Assign, and then I'll select this edge and put it at 0.5 and click Assign. And one thing that I didn't mention is that often what I'll do is I'll take this next edge and put that at 0.25. So I'll go ahead and assign that. So if we go back to weight paint mode, you can see it kind of goes from red to green to blue. Now I'm going to select the next bone here, and then select the edge on the other side, and for this bone I'll make this 25% or 0.25, then the next edge will be 0.5, and then the others of this finger will be 100%. So I'll take these and do 100% here. So now if we go back and look at this, you can see a nice gradation from 100% down to 0.25 here, and also going the other way as well. So if I wanted to continue that, I could take this, let's go ahead and select the pinky 1 bone here. So I could take this edge, and for the pinky 1 that would be 0.5. And let's go ahead and take this edge for the pinky 1 and have that be 0.25. And then this edge and this edge would be 100% for that bone there. So I'll put that at 1. So now if we go back, you can see we've got, well, I didn't do it quite right, did I? No, I didn't. And for these fingers, it's working out pretty nicely. So let's do one more here. At 1.0, 0.5. If I select this, so let's think about this. I never really got this. I like it to be at least up 9 and 1. And then these points back here are probably going to need.
I think in the past you needed a degree, but now in technology there is no correlation between.
Hi, this is Darren Lyle. Well, I've gone ahead and completed the rig with the finger controls or constraints and the foot roll rig and the knees. But now we need to make the rig a little more animator friendly. There are quite a few bones here that you shouldn't be selecting when animating. You don't need to use to deform the character. So what I like to do is create some custom shapes that we can use to select the bones rather than selecting them directly. And the ones that we don't need to select, we can then hide away. So let's take a look at creating these custom shapes. A good way to do it, I think, is to just use polygon circles here, right here. So what let's do is I'm going to deselect everything and I'm going to create a polygon circle. And here it is in the center of the grid. And what I'll do is I'll begin with the feet here. So I'm going to hit Z to go to wireframe mode. And what I want to do is create a shape here. I'm going to duplicate it and move it up. And I'll read shape that was created from that control object is now oriented, very called Orient Custom Shape. Done that, I can click. It's also scaled oddly. So I'm.
Hey guys, I recently got a request to do a tutorial on the rig that I had set up in my my walk cycle animation tutorial. So this is what the rig looks like, and let me just show you what it is capable of quickly. So, which basically just means that okay, now we want to set up the control IK bones that you saw in the introduction. So we're going to have them coming out of the wrist here and the ankle here. So we'll just select that and press E to extrude the bones out, just like that. Now we don't actually want these bones to be connected, so we'll select both of them, Alt P and clear parent, and you can see that now they are separate. And we can just add in a bone over here and over here. And we can just add in a bone over here.
You know, came in off of winning IEM San Jose, where they destroyed what's now Elements, which is what tied for 3rd place right now in the European LCS. They've lost a single game to Fnatic. Like, this is a team with such a very high pedigree. Yeah, I think it's a really short slump. He's up against, of course, a great jungler, and I Will Dominate. He's had a great explosive start to the season. Certainly, Team Liquid are playing great if we're going to continue the conversation to the matchup. But as you guys are saying, it's 2 games lost for C9. Certainly not the end of the world.
Yeah, he's up against Dominate, who got his first MVP ever last week, and he's had a phenomenal performance. So it's kind of like Meteos has kind of gone down a little bit in his performance, and Dominate's actually been showing a very stellar piece of work in the last week.
Well, to take a look at the other side of things, we do have Team Liquid, who announced the addition of Piglet as AD carry, and fans have been hyped to see what the Korean champion will do for the team. Well, today we do get our first glimpse.
Yeah, and we've already mentioned that Team Liquid is under a lot of pressure with the 2-0 and the fan expectations that they are now the best team in the North American LCS. And it obviously gets more intense with Piglet. But I do just want to call attention to how good Piglet really is. I talked with Doublelift and Aframu before the season, just how bottom lane's been going, how's scrimming been going. And they're like, yeah, the other best bottom lane, because obviously Doublelift and Aframu say they're the best, but it's Piglet and X Special in this case. They just are the only ones that were able to kill them in lane. So I really want to see how they show up in lane. And irregardless of the team play and the pressure and the fact that we're calling Team Liquid the best team in North America after 2 games, I want to see the bottom lane play out because they are actually really good players.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, we heard it in the opening video of the day, Doublelift praising as well as Sneaky throwing praise at Piglet. So we'll see if that shines through.
Kill him with kindness.
Yeah. When they scrimmed Liquid Sub Squad, they'd like if they were playing against Keith, they'd be like, Piglet would have died there. And like this isn't even like real practice. We know he would have done better here. And so there's this expectation that he's going to show up and shake heads.
Yeah, we'll see if he does live up to that expectation. So without further ado, we are going to hand it off to the guys at the caster desk to get us into the game.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Let's get right into it and check out the starting lineups. On the blue side, it is Cloud9. That's Balls in the top lane, Meteos in the jungle, High in mid, Sneaky at AD carry, and Lemon Nation on support.
And on the red side is Team Liquid. Up top is Quas in the jungle. I Will Dominate. Mid, Phoenix. AD carry, Piglet has made his way over. And supporting, of course, X Special, the all-star AD carry. Support.
Helping the all-star AD carry. This is going to be an amazing match. I'm pretty sure a lot of people have waited for this. They are ready to see what Piglet can bring to the table. And now that his team has given him the cushion of a 2-0, he has a lot of pressure on him and to perform as well as Piglet did in the past. Remember, picks and bans. The bans may not show up on your screen. We're going to still let you know what they are.
We got you covered.
We got you covered.
There may be a triple Urgot ban or something coming our way, but do not panic. We will handle it.
So Azir, Rumble, and Lulu. Azir and Lulu, both from Cloud9.
Okay.
Liquid doesn't want to see Rumble.
Long range and wave clear here. Really a lot of focus so far on solo lanes from Cloud9, as well as Team Liquid. Kassadin is the second ban from Team Liquid. So that's Rumble Kassadin from Team Liquid.
Interesting. Cassiopeia ban coming in from Cloud9
All
versus Liquid.
5 solo lane bans so